Hello, my friends. Say hello to my caterpillar friend. See, caterpillar, lots of legs, just stuffed. Sits here on the couch with me and all these pillows. And I haven't spoken to you since the day that I was moving out of my apartment. And since then, I'm staying with a relative. And this couch right here is one of my main places where I'm at most of the time. See, wonderful couch full of pillows. It's also my office where I do and I paint and I draw, and I've done some cutting up of some squares and material that I'm going to be sewing. And I can bring my sewing machine in here on a small table and plug it up and use it, then put it back away in its little bag that I have it in and stick it in a corner. But that's how it is right now, because I'm determined to buy me a tiny house, do my creative stuff, as well as make the video and take you on my journey with me. And I hope you all push that little subscribe button to help me get more viewers. And then I can go on and be live sometimes, little spontaneous situations. But I'm doing better. For a minute there, I was quite devastated. It's just like, it was like surreal. The fact that I had moved out and that, and that all my stuff is in storage. I had a news reporter who wanted to talk to me about my situation because of what's going on in the city, and they put it on the news. I'm like, oh my God. After I did it, like, oh, what am I doing? There I was in the news, Channel 9 News at night. And I got a chance to go back and talk with the host of the show on PBS, called That's All I'm Saying. And I was on there sharing my story about what's going on in the city while I was still in my apartment. And I was hoping maybe those situations might help me some. And there is an organization called, I think it's the People's Council of St. Pete. And I meet up with them at their meetings, and I got this little jingle song that I, motherless child, and another little jingle added to it that was addressing the city officials. And so I've been doing some proactive stuff. And yesterday, my church had a event where they were like cutting hair, doing dental work, and giving HIV tests, and giving COVID shots, and showers and washing clothes for homeless people. And I went and I volunteered. That's one thing about you need something to keep your mind clear. And so I took my mind off of me and went and helped somebody else. And I really had a good time. So, I'm going to look for more volunteer opportunities. I mean, that's something I do anyway. I'm normally a volunteer. And since I came back to Florida from Kansas City, it's been COVID. And so I haven't had a chance to volunteer on the level that I normally do. But my church allows me to get sporadic opportunities because it's a small church, but they're constantly doing something for the community because that's what they believe in. So right now, I'm just here, abiding my time, trying to keep my vision strong. And as I started out in the beginning, you'll see it says contentment, not resentment, because it's easy to get resentful at life, at God, at yourself when you're going through things like this. But I'm seeking contentment. It doesn't mean I accept my situation totally. It just means this is what it is. I'm going to make the best of it and still reach for something better. And this little caterpillar right here. Caterpillars go through an evolution. They're crawling on the ground, And then they go into this little bag called a chrysalis, and they transform. And one day they fly out and they become a butterfly. They fly way up in the air, high above me, way up in the trees by everything, and look down. And that's what I'm hoping to do, is to transform. The situation has sort of put me in a corner and caused me to rethink, to reinvent myself, and reach deep and find those places in me and those different type of things in me that I can do, and even things that I haven't been doing, and even trying to discover something I've never have been done before to get me ahead, to bring that money in for that tiny house. It is not impossible. And one thing I'm going to be doing, if you stay tuned, I'm going to be doing some affirmations. I do affirmations all the time. I listen to other people's affirmations, but I also make some up myself on an app on my phone that allows me to do the affirmation and listen back to my own voice. And I'm like, that's strong right there. So I'm going to be doing some affirmations. They're going to be for me, but they're also going to be for whoever's listening. So you just stay tuned, me on my journey, and I'm going to continue to share with you as I go down. And anybody who wants to support me, I have the information down below that shows you where my tip jar is for donations. And I encourage you to subscribe, and ask your friends to subscribe, and to watch and to follow, and to just get on this journey with me. This is my affordable housing journey, because there is a crisis here in the city of St. Petersburg and around America, where the people who are your retired people and your common everyday working people are being pushed out of cities because of all the building of bigger houses and more expensive apartments for whatever the reason. And we can't afford to stay there, so we got to move someplace else. And sometimes we don't know where we're going to move. And that's where I'm at. I don't have any answers. My life is completely turned upside down. There has been a complete paradigm shift here. So stay tuned and watch. And we're going to take this one day at a time. Like this caterpillar, I believe I'm going to turn into a butterfly and rise above the situation. So stay tuned. Blessings to you.